My name is Martha. Growing up, I wanted to be a banker, so I studied business administration. But along the line, I fell in love with tech and I started as a product designer. In my crave for knowledge and out of curiosity, I wanted to understand what it feels like to bring my design into life. I wanted to understand what it feels like to code. And then I stumbled upon Lita program. I was so excited. It was free. I registered for it and I was very, very excited when I got my congratulatory message. And since 4 weeks, over 4 weeks, it's been so amazing learning. It's been really amazing. My facilitators have been so good. I'm really excited. Thank you to the Lita program. Thank you for this opportunity. I am really excited for this knowledge I've gained so far. Thank you.
I fell in love with cybersecurity and I actually went online to search for some courses. I found some, but the ones that I could find were basics. They taught only the basics of cybersecurity. Thankfully, I came across Lita, Ladies in Tech Africa. I applied for the course for cybersecurity and thankfully I was picked. It's been an amazing 4 weeks. We've been introduced into penetration testing, ethical hacking, and like the course outline for this is so much broader than the ones that you get online. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
The journey of 1,000 miles.
All right, good evening, everyone. It's good to be in class again today. I hope we all have a beautiful day. And so we'll be starting, and I'm sure we are eager to see what we're going to learn today. If you can hear me, please just eye me on the chat, so I will know if I'm very audible this evening. Oh God, good evening, good evening. I can see Samson, I can see Gift. Okay, so that's fantastic. Okay, so today we'll be looking at module 2, which talks about introduction to NumPy and Pandas. I call them the efficient Python libraries for data analysis. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Yes. So if you can hear me very well, I can see that. Fantastic. Fantastic. So we'll be looking at the tools for efficient Python, um, efficient Python libraries for what? For data analysis. So I'll go through. We'll start with our intro. Okay. Let me put my slide up. So everyone can hear. Okay. So I think, can we all see the slides? Let me know if you can see my slide. All right. Okay. 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 Great. Great. Okay. So what is NumPy? I'll start quickly. I know last week we've spoken about the Python environment when Mr. Isaac was talking about Python, where he talked about functions, variables, and loops. So I just want us to have an open mind. I said, okay, great. You can see my screen. That's fantastic. Most of these things may look very big to you now. But I tell you by Friday when Mr. Blessing is coming up, and you guys begin to do the hands on, you find out that, oh, this is very fantastic. But the truth is that before you begin to learn anything, I tell people, before you begin to put your hands in the muddy water, as my prof will always say, you need to know the theory behind what you are doing. Because most of the time, that is the only way you can manipulate your codes. You can create some fantastic codes. So you need to know the principles behind what you are doing. You need to know the features of what you are using, and that's why we are taking our time to take these basic things. I know a lot of people last on Monday were like, there's nothing difficult. As Isaac said to everyone, he said what? He said, have an open mind, be ready to learn. Yes, exactly. Everybody will say you must have your laptop and things. Yes, fantastic. But you must have an open mind. I've seen people come to this class, they came together, they didn't have a laptop. And when they code now, I'm always very scared, like, wow. Oh, both of us went to the same class, but we didn't have a laptop. So it's just fantastic. It's fantastic. All right. What is NumPy? I say NumPy, it's just called numerical Python, a library for scientific computing, used for numerical computation, supports large multi-dimensional arrays and matrices, then high-level mathematical functions. Simply, what are you doing? You can see I have this diagram here. You can use your NumPy, which is a numerical Python, to carry out your arithmetic operations. You can do your searching, sorting, and counting. You can do your mathematical operations. You can do your broadcasting. You can carry out your linear algebra, matrix operation, stacking, copying and viewing arrays. You can do your bitwise operations and other statistical operations. So you'll be finding out that by the time you begin to create models and you want to call functions like arrays, you want to call some variables, you want to talk about loops, you must use this library. It's called NumPy. It carries the mathematical or the yes, the scientific mathematical part of your Python. So if you don't call this library, it's a library in Python. If this library is not being called, then you can't do arithmetical operations. It's as simple as that. So that's why we are looking into it. Then the second one I was talking about, we'll be looking at pandas later today also. Pandas allow you for manipulation, for data manipulation. You see your data cleaning and a lot of things. All right. So how do you install? These are the biggest things. We will do them on Friday, but I love to just carry us along and let us know what's even happening. So I said there are two ways to install your NumPy. You install the binary precompiled version using pip. Yes, pip is an instruction that you use on your back end. It's an instruction that we use to then you can compile it from source code and install it. That takes a lot of time anyway. You might decide to okay, let me try and compile my own NumPy myself and do some form of manipulations and put some interesting things. Fine, fantastic. But the simplest way to install it on your system is just using the command pip install NumPy. Pip install NumPy. Yeah, some systems have upgraded, like those using their MacBook and things. You can see this place now have PIP3, PIP3 install NumPy, depending on the kind of version that you have. Then afterwards, you can check if the NumPy is properly installed by starting your Python environment and running the following code. So you import the NumPy as MP. So this MP is called this. When you see MP, is just an alias, so that we don't keep on when you are writing your code doesn't become so clumsy that you now begin to type NumPy every time. So anyway, you see NP in your code, you know that what you are referencing was the library NumPy. Then you can see now we have referenced it to say we want to look at the version. So we say MP dot two underscores version, two underscores there. That gives you yes, you can do it in Jupyter Lab. Fantastic, yes. You can do the same thing in Jupyter Lab to check the version of your NumPy, your Jupyter notebook, your Jupyter Lab, your Anaconda, the ordinary Python environment. So it can be done. You see everything on Friday. So you enjoy yourself. All of us have gone through this stage. I also went through this stage. When it comes to the theoretical part of somebody says I'm not audible. Can any other person hear me? I can see somebody say I'm not audible. Please can you clarify? Am I audible enough? Please, so that we don't take time. I'm waiting for your chat, please. Am I audible enough? Okay, thank you so wise academy. Somebody says the sound is low. Really? I'm at the last of my volume. Okay, I can see yes. You might need to increase the volume of your system that you are using. I'm at the I'm at the last brink of my volume. Okay, I can see people say just enough. We can hear you. Thank you very much. So I've spoken about how to install and import NumPy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Then I want to look at arrays before we go into our pandas and NumPy. Arrays. So this is what an array looks like. An array stores information. An array stores information. Since the sound is not clear, please hold on. Let me work on my sound. Admin, just give me 2 minutes. Let me work on my sound. On my sound, please. As people say the sound is echoing. Just hold on for me. 2 minutes. Let me work on my sound. Okay, I'm audible. So I think somebody might need to check. Might need to check. Since I'm audible. Admin, can you please confirm for me if I'm audible? So I will just skipping. It might be your network. Okay. So the sound is okay. Let's go on. Let's go on. So an array holds sets of information. It's also in some set of information. This is what an array looks like in Python. When you're talking about array in Python, you have your elements. What is the element? The element is the carrier. Let us use it like a bag. The bag that you're using to carry your what's it called? To carry like your oranges or your apple. So look at it. Then what is it carrying? It's carrying the indices. The indices are the features that you want to use. So that's what an array looks like. And how do you um index your array? When you are looking from the positive side of an array, that is the container, it starts from zero, it takes from zero, that is from your left to your right. Then when you are doing a negative indexing, you have -1 to -6. So because zero, you know that your program or any machine works with what? With zeros and one. So when you look at this array length, the array length is what is the number of indices that you have in an element. So when you count, you don't say one, two. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. -1. So the length of this array is it's 6. So let's go on. Let's go on. All right. So what are NumPy arrays? I said they are sequential collections of elements of the same data type arranged linearly. You can see the way it was arranged. It's not in what's it called? It's not a different pattern. It's a linear pattern. Linear, linear pattern. So I said they are fundamental data structures for storing and manipulating homogeneous data. Somebody might be asking, what is homogeneous data? What is homogeneous data? I say meaning the all elements in a NumPy array must be of the same data type. So it means that you cannot store. When you go back to that my subsequent video slide, you can see 0, 1, 2. So these are integers. I know Isaac taught us about integers, floats, and the boolean. So these are integers. You can't store an integer and store it with a float. You can't store a float with a boolean operation. No, you have to be of the same what of the same type of data type. That's why I said, is it integer? Is it a floating point number or character? Character is when you and I we are using words. You are using the words. So maybe like a ulu or ayo. So these are characters. Then integer, you have your number from 0 to 10. Then floating number 10.1, 2.5, 3.6, and there and others like that. So NumPy arrays, you have what we call the Python list. Yes, before the NumPy arrays come in, you can use your list also to do the same thing. But what are the features? I just look what are the differences that you need to know. So feature homogeneous. When I talk about homogeneous, you can see I say what the same word, the same data type. But when you are using Python list, you can mix a lot of things together. So a lot of things can come in together. So definition, I say all elements are the same type. But for Python list, you can say elements can be of different data types. Then look at the example which we'll be talking about. You can see that this is np.array. You can see that all are what they are of the same data types. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you look at your heterogeneous, which is your Python list, you can see that you can have your name, you can have what an integer and a boolean. So you can see that. Why do we prefer NumPy arrays to Python list? They are faster due to uniformity and vectorized operation. Yeah, because you are using the same data type, you should expect it to work better than you than that. You can see slower due to type checking and object handling. Yes, anytime you are doing this, is checking. Oh, is the type, are you actually referencing the right type? But because you are just referencing a type, it's very difficult for you to make mistakes. And like I said, you can't mix one with 2.1 and put through. So the memory efficiency is very high. The memory efficiency is high, so it doesn't take too much of your memory. Then where are your use cases? Talk about numerical computation, linear algebra. For those of us that are mathematics students, some of us may be mathematics students, you know what it means to handwrite a linear algebra when you're talking about an algebra, or you're doing things like polynomial or differentiation. So you know how difficult. Then in Python list, you find out that tabular data set, real world data set with mixed types. Then the library is NumPy, it's fixed data type. But for your list, you can use any name for your list. I say flexible with every time. Both of them are very fantastic, but when you start doing your real coding and you're building your apps and things, you're building your models either for fraud detection, for disease classification, for face recognition, for differentiation of animal body types or your body types, you begin to realize and see that, oh, NumPy, you can just do it like a cascade. Those of us that are into web design, there's something called CSS, your cascading style. You see that you can go there and be usable. So it makes your elements usable. And I said, what? It's a contiguous block of memory, but this pointers to objects in memory. So this one is reusable. You can just carry and keep on using it. So that's the reason why we are using NumPy. I'm not negating Python list. Python list is incredible. When you start using both of them, you can try and see what is happening. You begin to just see that, wow, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. So we'll go to creating NumPy arrays. How do you create NumPy arrays? The first thing is that what you import your NumPy, like I told you. You must import your NumPy as MP. Then you can call it array. This array, you might decide to write ARR, dependent on what you want to give your variable. You can call it ARR, you can call it ARR underscore one. Maybe you want to create more than one array. Then you call your array then with your elements. So you'll see what we are explaining now. So I want to explain the code to us because we need to understand why the codes are working that way or what is happening. So code elements, when you have the import NumPy as MP, I said, well, this is importing your NumPy library. Then you are giving that library an alias, which is the NP. So what is MP doing? MP saves time when calling functions like NPR. That's what I said. You know what it takes me and you now? Say somebody type MP, then somebody else should type NUMPY. The person typing NP is gone. Okay, I will slow down a bit. Somebody says I'm too fast. I'm too fast. Fantastic. I think I'm at my lowest at the moment. So, but I'll get you back on track. Okay. We have a lot to do tonight, so I'm also being time conscious as well. I'm being time conscious as well. So when you talk about your array, I say your array is a variable name. And that's why I've told us try as much as possible. I'm begging us this evening. When I was going through this, also, most of us, you can ask our colleagues, we almost have the same issue saying it is fast. But the truth is, try and grab as much as you want to grab. Because by the time you get to your practical classes, these are things that you have to learn and use them. And if you are not careful, you might have to come back and start looking at your notes. So that's fantastic. Yes, please watch this class so that we can finish tonight. Fantastic, Deborah Jojayi. Yes, you might need to rewatch and rewatch because you have a lot to do. Because by the time you start your answer, your lecturer is just going to be asking you some questions and say, import your NumPy, and it becomes you're wondering what is going on. So these are principles that we need to know. So please just bear with us. Will come a lot. Naturally, this lecture you are doing for 2 hours should take about 5 hours. All right. So slides will be available for us. So array, when we talk about the array list, you can see this is variable name. I said it stores the output of what? Of the array. Just like when I say 1 plus 1, I say answer is equal to 1 plus 1. When you print your answer will become what? Is equal to 2. So your array is a variable name that stores what your output for what this MP array is doing. So what is your MP array doing? I said this creates a NumPy array with elements like with 1, 2, and 3. Unlike Python list, this array supports fast and element-wise operation. That's not what I've explained to you. When you talk about element-wise operation, you can do what perform your task immediately. You can call up your function as fast as possible. Then this is a Python list where you have your 1, 2, 3. But this is a Python list of what integers. If I were to use float, you will see 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. This is passed into what your NP array to convert what it into an array. So you begin to understand. By the time we begin to run this program, you begin to see what is going on. All right. So next, you can see next. Sorry, we want to look at NumPy array operators. I said the NumPy arrays have many useful methods for array operation. All right. Admin, can you take my picture to somewhere else on the slide? It's actually clogging our slides. That you can actually be able to see our slides very well. Thank you very much. So when you see something that says array.sum, it returns what? The sum of all elements. Thank you very much for that. So there are lots of different types of arrays for calculating, for carrying out a lot of operations, which is very faster. You have the array.sum. These are things you'll be checking out on Friday. So you see array.sum. I say it returns the sum of all elements. Example, the first thing you do first is what you import your NumPy library, because anytime you want to use your array, you want to carry out an arithmetic operation, mathematical operation, you need to call your array. So what we do now, we call the array, which you have imported the library. We give it an alias called MP, our variable name, which is array, then our array, which is what we have called our array, which is carrying what the Python list of 1, 2, 3. So when I say print array.sum, what it does is that it picks the content here. It picks all this content, brings it here. So now instead of you saying print mp.array.sum, we have made the code easier by just giving it a variable name. When Isaac was talking about it, he was saying what you need a variable to carry large. Imagine you want to reference large elements, so I can put something more here. I can have more elements here, but this guy here will carry it for you. So that when you are trying to print a function, it makes it easier for you to print that function. So what are we doing now here? We're not saying, okay, array, please carry this element that is here. Pick up all these elements that's here and calculate a sum of them. What is it doing? So it means that print array.sum is doing what? 1 plus 2 plus 3. So what do you get when you have 1 plus 2 plus 3? It gives you what? 6. So you can see that this is not hard at all. There's nothing difficult. Thank you very much, Isaac. Thank you. There's nothing difficult. Yes, you can just be seeing a lot of gibberish things. They are looking, oh, what is all these array does? But by the time you start using them, you realize, oh, this is just helping me to carry out arithmetic operations or whatever kind of operation I want to do much more easy. Then so that is some. There are lots of them. So I think I spoke about 4 of them. Then the next one is array.main. So you already know what a main is. So it returns the main. So what do you do when you talk of main? Somebody says what? Main. Okay, somebody has said 6 there. Thank you. Yes, Judith Udegwa, it is not very difficult. Just calm down. When you start your practical, there's nothing difficult in this life. I was talking to somebody who moved from poultry farming into IT, and she's doing fantastic. So I just think it takes a lot of dedication. Calm yourself. What I tell people when I take courses, I don't bother about the charts at all. I don't bother about charts. I want to see what is going on, because sometimes your pictorial memory, the things you see, you remember at the time you are reading the slides. Again, thank you, Samson Abraham. So when you talk about mean, we are talking about average. So just the same way again, we are saying bring our library NumPy, call it this, then put an array and put it in a variable, which is our 1, 2, 3. So I'm using the 1, 2, 3 continuously. So somebody is asking, print array dot main. So what is the parenthesis doing? The parenthesis is just like a registry. I know I didn't put it for the sum, so I know that it's also in the sum there. So that parenthesis says sum. We might need to put some value. So when we get to that place, so just understand the basic first, please, before we start talking about when Mr. Blessing is teaching us. You now start understanding, okay, why am I having a parenthesis in front of this? Why am I doing this? For manipulation process, am I trying to do through a binary classification? Am I trying to create a prognosis? Am I trying to do a detection and things like that? So we need to please just take care and let's understand what the basic array functions or operators actually do. So when we say print array mean, can somebody tell me what will the answer for this be? If I say print the array dot main of this our element, I need just two people to put on the chat so I can go on and try and make it as interactive. Fantastic. Somebody said Samuel Oluwaseun says true. That's great. Does anybody support that? Okay, Sarah, yes. Isaac, oh, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, thank you. So that is true. So it calculates the average of what of your elements, Okay, then you have the standard deviation. So that's why I told you you can carry out statistical manipulation, you can carry out a mathematical boolean. So there are arrays for any operation you want to carry out. So array dot std. This std means standard deviation. So just the same thing also that's happening with your sum is what is happening also to when you want to print what the standard deviation of this. So that is just it. For those of us that are statistics students, we know that when we carry out the what's it called? When we carry out the standard deviation of 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6, you should be getting like a float number, either 1 point something or thereabouts. So that's what it does. So this is what array.std does. Okay, then we move to the next one. Array.whom_sum. Whom_sum means what? Return the cumulative sum. Return the cumulative sum of these values here. Return. Yes, NumPy is a program. It's not a programming language. It's a library that you use to carry out mathematical operations, carry out Boolean operations, carry out statistical operations, use it for a lot of things. So, exactly, exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's great. So, when we do a cumulative sum of this, also, I want us to try this out again. I can see a lot of people still talking about the average. So, let's leave the average. Let's leave this average alone. Now let's calculate the cumulative sum of this. What will this give us if we carry out the cumulative sum? What do you think we'll get? Can somebody try? When you have the array.mp, what will this give us? The cumulative sum. What will you get as the cumulative sum? Okay. Olashade Agbaya, wait for others. Let's see. Okay. Stanley. Okay. Sam DDD. Great. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. So it means that what am I doing is that I'm saying what I had 1 plus 2. I take the answer first. You can start from 0 and say 0 plus 1 gives us 1. And I say 1 plus the next number, which is 2, gives me 3. Then I say, God bless you. I see somebody saying 136. That is fantastic. I appreciate, appreciate that. So that's very fantastic. That's very fantastic. So I think some of us are getting a map of what we are getting. So when we do a cumulative sum of 1, you get 1. When you do a cumulative sum of 2, you add 2 to 1, you get 3. When you do a cumulative sum of 3, you add 3 to 3 that you have gotten here, you get 4, you get 6. So this place will not give you 1. By the time you are printing out, you are getting 1, 3, 6 with the final answer. So if you are writing 6 also here, so correct also. And if you have put it back into the array to say 136, that is very fantastic. So addition of everything, that's great. That's great. I can see that we are picking up. We are picking up. Children of Yeshua TV, don't bother and still go back. They'll be type of questions. You do more explanation. So just understand the principle. So you might need to, after your class, go through the slides and understand some terminologies because these are scientific or statistical terminologies. When you talk about cumulative sum, exactly. Ayodeji, thank you. Math and AI work hand in hand. That's the truth. That's the truth. We'll be using some mathematical terms. We'll be using some statistical exactly. So that is what we are doing. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Okay, then the next one is array.sort. Okay, this is when you are doing like maybe you want to clean your data, you want to rearrange. Maybe you get a kind of data set and the data set is not well defined. It's not the way you want it to be. So you can use your array.sort. You can say I've done something here, and I know somebody will ask question here and say, what have you done again? What have you done again? So I just decided to You can write your program in different ways. So it's the same thing I've done. I said import your NumPy as MP. I've given a variable name to your array. Abi, I said your variable name to array. Now I've not said that now. What is here now? I've called what? The function under it to say, okay, array does sort. Then I say print array. So what have I done is that I called another function. I called the function directly without saying print it. I told it, okay, after you've read this line, sort this array now out for me and print the array. Fantastic. I've never even said let's do that. Some I can see people doing 2, 3, 5. Fantastic. So what it does is brings back, oh, 3 is bigger than 2. Fantastic. So it brings it here and looks at, okay, 3 is not larger than 5. Okay, I leave it there. So if you have a long number, just imagine me giving you 6,000 sets of integers and say arrange them in ascending order or descending, or sort them in the normal things. Just imagine how long it will take you. But with this simple function, array.sort, everything is being sorted quickly. It just goes there and look at it, which number comes before which is larger than which is smaller than which. So it just sorts. So what is sorting is that 3 is larger than 2, then it shouldn't come before 2. So it prints 2 back here. By the time it's printing your answer, it's printing what? 2, 3, and 5. Okay. Then array.shape. Okay. I want to give my what's it called? My data set shape. You can see that I've increased the elements. So that's what I was telling us. So your array does not just contain only 1, 2, 3. So you can see that here now. I'm saying array.shape. As it returns the dimension of the array and puts them in rows and columns. So for here now, you can see that what it is a linear. So I want to turn it now. Maybe I want to change it for those of us that are good with rows, and on your table, you know that your rows and your column. So your rows, your column, your rows and column. You understand that? So once we reshape and say, okay, print the shape now and change this shape for us. We want to change this shape to what? To want to move from rows to column. So who can tell me what you have if you do this? You are going to be doing this. For now you have it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the time you are rewriting this, how do you think this will come out? We are switching now. We are switching from the column. We are switching to rows. So who wants to try? Who wants to try? Okay, okay. And somebody try. Okay. So simply this is what it does. So it's arranging now. So to arrange this now in rows and columns. So what it's going to do for us is that we are going to be having 1, 2, then 3 under 1, 4 under 2, 5 under 6, then 6 under 5. So you're going to be having it in this way. So I put this, please just let's take care. Let's just take care, please. Don't uh, give yourself any headache on the chat at all. Everything I've taught you to do, I've sent it to your hands-on master, your practical class master. Everything you are saying me talking about today, you are going to put it on. You will install your libraries, you will do everything, and you will, all these things you will test them out. God bless you, Chidima. See what you now arranges it by 2 by 3. Exactly. So it changes the rows to columns. So what you are having before that is by 1 by 2, because this is 1 by 2. 1 row, 2 columns. Now it changes it to what? 2 rows, what? 3 columns. So that's just it. 2 by 3. Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So place it down. 1, 2. So that's what happens. Everything here you are just going to see. I just want you to know so that by the time we are doing our short quizzes and I say to you, how do you change the shape from a dimension to another dimension? You understand that these are I'm talking about an array operator. Yes, Friday you will be doing practicals. So fantastic. All right. Then the last one, I want to know what kind of data type I'm using. Maybe you are working with somebody and is asking you, oh, I don't even understand what you are doing here. What kind of data type are you using? What kind of data type are you using? So we look at it. I said it returns the data type of the arrays in the element. And who can remember the types of data types that we have that Isaac taught us on Monday? So can you please just put it on the chat as we go on? The kind of data types that you have. Okay. Somebody said list. What are you? Is that just the data types that you have? Int, thank you very much. Float, okay. String, okay. Which other one? String, int, float. What about your boolean? What about your boolean? Okay, fantastic, fantastic, great, great, great. So for those of us that were not in the first class, you might need to go and watch the video again. All right. So what it does is that it tells us that what this kind of data type is what? It's a what? It's an integer. Exactly. It's an integer. So when we print this data type, so just what happens? Can somebody tell me what happens when I miss a float? Maybe I add a float and say 1, 2.2, 3, 4.1, 5, 6.2. What's going to happen when I say you should print the array type? What do you think your programming will give you? What will your programming give you? Quickly, quickly, somebody. Let's forget about, yes, I can see. You are saying the string float, please. For this next question, I've told us if I mix it together here, put 1.1, 2, 3.2, 4, 5.3, and 6. Thank you. Who said error there? Ọlọ́run, Olúrẹ̀mí, Ọ̀gẹ́dìran. Fantastic. Your system will run error. Can somebody tell me why your system will run an error if you have both integer and float in this array element? Quickly. Why will you have an error if you have that? Thank you for the syntax error. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What will happen if you? Thank you very much. Somebody said what? Different data type. Somebody else said NumPy is what? Homogeneous. So you're having heterogeneous data. Like Jackson, that's good also. So you are referencing an heterogeneous data set that's containing different data types. Whereas MP is what? Homogeneous. It is not homogeneous. Both are not the same types. Fantastic. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing fantastically well. Fantastically well. That's good. That's good. All right. Then want to transpose. You say, okay, want to flip. You say MP dot transpose. I say it changes the axis of your array. In simpler term, it flips your rows and what and columns. Yes, we are not using Python list. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. We are not using Python list. We are talking about what array MP. We are talking about NumPy. NumPy. So you can transpose and say, okay, I want to change the position from somewhere to the other. I want to change the position from somewhere to the other. I want to move whatever I have in my row. I want to move them to my column. I want to move whatever I have in my column. I want to move them to what? I want to move them to my rows. I've created a Python sheet for everything I'm teaching you tonight, which is going to be our first class assessment. So it's going to be your first class assessment. I've created a Python list. When you're doing your practical, you'll be taught what you do. But every other thing that I've taught you, we have put some questions against them to make you to do. Yes, I will go over array.shape again. Let's finish. Our time is fast spent. We still have close to about 18 slides or thereabouts. Yeah, somebody said matrix is fantastic. And so you can see now you have looked at the transpose and you have tried to move the row to columns and columns, and you are saying that it's going to give you what? A matrix shape. Aha, fantastic. So you're going to be getting like a matrix shape. Is it a 2 by 3? Is it a 3 by 2? Is it by so you can see that is so that is it. So it's so fantastic that array does a lot of job that takes you time to do. You can just use the array operators, and here you have flipped to something else and work with 3 by 2 matrix. Fantastic, thank you. Thank you. It's a 3 by 2 matrix. So all I'm just doing is I'm just moving this guy here underneath this guy. That's also I've changed it. So I've changed it. Changed it. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. The next summary, okay. In summary, we'll be having a little of just some reviews again so that wherever you don't understand very well, we'll come back and we'll talk about them. Yeah, matrices, determinants, and transformation. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So I've said it is a powerful library for efficient numerical computation. You will see the reason why I'm telling us to talk about NumPy here. By the time you are going to be trying to do your project, you'll be seeing that we'll be giving you some data sets that are dirty, some data sets that are imbalanced, some data sets that are missing values or they are not well arranged. Then you begin to realize that wow, I need all these operators to help me change what, to help me transpose, to help me rearrange, to help me calculate the sum of an area, maybe a set, calculate the sum of a whole set, do a cumulative calculation, calculate mean, media, mode, standard deviation. Just imagine you have 60,000 elements, and somebody is telling you calculate the mean. How do you want to add 60,000 numbers? What's it called? Traditionally, I give you 60,000 different numbers and I tell you to calculate the mean. It's very, very difficult. Then you'll be seeing used in conjunction with pandas. And we are going to be talking about pandas. The pandas is for data manipulation. You'll be seeing your matplot slide. When you want to plot your graphs, you want to do your visualization, your EDA, your exploratory data analysis. Then you see it with things like scikit-learn. This is when you are building models. You are building your model. So these are libraries that you use in conjunction with. Then I said it's essential for scientific computing in Python. In Python. So that is it. So I said let's pause here. Let's pause. Even though we'll be going on break by 8, we'll have a short break, 5 minutes break by 8. And at that moment, please let's not forget to be filling our attendance by that time. So let's just pause. I'll just give room for just three questions. All right. Can you still see my screen, please? Can somebody just let me know? Can you still see my screen? Can you see my slide? I just want two people to help me see. Are you sure? Can you see my slide? Please. Can you see my slide quickly? Please just help me out. Can you see my slide clearly? It's at my end, yes. Can you still see my slide? Oh, great. Great. Thank you. Thank you. So please, can I just have three questions quickly, then we'll go to the next to our next. Just three questions. Three questions. So how can we wow, that's very fast. I think admin will help me track. Thank you very much, admin. Admin will help me track the first three questions and put it on my chat. Your chat is moving so fast that I can hardly keep up. So admin, if you can help me out, just help me pick three questions. I will just okay. Somebody says explain the array shape again. All right. So somebody was asking, is array dot shape the same thing as what's it called? Or transpose. So I will explain that again for us. So just hold on for me. Let me take water. Just hold on. Okay. It's a very hot evening. So sorry. Okay, so let's go back to our radar ship. Let me go back to the slide again. The pip download, how can we get it? I've told you guys everything, leave everything about how can you get it. On Friday, we are going to be creating your libraries, downloading everything you need, every useful tool that you need to work on before you start your practical is going to be sorted on Friday. Please let's concentrate on what we are here, what you have here. I'm pleading with us because these are volatile things that you can just so that we don't miss out from them. Everything practical will be sorted in practical. Leave the practical class for the practical. Talk about so somebody is saying what are these explain briefly the terminologies. Okay, MP is a NumPy. MP, your alias. I'm coming back to the question on our razor. So let me just quickly answer this small question. When you talk about ARR, it's a variable that I used to just carry. I told you a variable is used to carry the elements, your elements that are in your array. When I explain a table, so I think best this slide is going to be provided for us so that some things we always this. Please don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. You are new to tech. You will gain hope and courage in Jesus' name. So yes, what we are hearing is new. Blessing and Isaac can testify that when I came in, I was let me use our local language. Olodo. I knew nothing. I knew nothing when it came to this because I was coming from a different world. I was coming from a no-code world where I build websites and mobile apps. So it was different to me. But when I sat down with them and they started talking about things like this, and when they first talked to me, I was very disappointed. I have to be sincere with you. But when we came into the practical, I just saw that. So what they were talking about, this is what it means. And all of a sudden, my interest just came back to say, oh, this is why they were just telling me these things. It's good to always have an idea. Just imagine me teaching you how to drive a car. Then I just call you and say, let me just pick a name from there and say, let me say Jemima. I just say Jemima, just go inside the car and drive it. And I've not taught her, maybe she hasn't driven a car before. She's a first timer driver. And I don't tell her that you have what we call the gear. Let's say, okay, let's talk about the manual car. You have your clutch, you have the brake, and the accelerator. Then there's a gear. You have the gear at the neutral area, you have the gear for drive, you have the gear changing from 1, 2, 3. And I just tell her, get into the car and go and drive. You think she'll be able to drive the car? She won't be able to drive that car. It'll be very, very impossible for her to drive such a car. So I'm going to do my notes that I use for what's it called? That I use for the array. So I'm going to try and see if I can share my screen to us so you can see the answer. I don't want to open code and be switching from one platform to other for this evening. If not, I will do everything that you guys need to do on Friday, and it might not possibly so it won't look good for you. But you just need to know the distance. So somebody, let me go back to the transpose now quickly so that we can go on with our slides. Okay. So shape. Somebody says shape and let's shape. Okay, I say shape returns what? Dimensions of the array between rows and columns. So what is a shape doing? This the person that asked the question shape. Please, I'm begging you, I want you to just listen carefully here now. So what does shape does? I say shape, it returns the dimension. What is shape doing? It returns the dimension of an array as a tuple. What is it saying? It's telling you that how many elements are along each axis. How many elements are along each axis? So what is he asking us for? He's asking me and you how many rows and columns are there in, in this where's it called? In this place. Shape. How many rows and columns do we have here? Can somebody tell me? How many rows and columns? That's what I said. Returns the dimension of the array in rows and columns. So how many columns do we have here? Can somebody quickly answer? Which apps? Please forget about the app. You'll be using Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, Collab, whichever one you want to use. We'll teach you on every all kind of environment for programming. Exactly. So how many rows and columns do we have here? Can somebody tell me? Somebody said 2 rows and columns. Is anybody negating it? So that's what shape is doing. You are telling the array, print the shape of my what? Of my what? Of my element. Okay, if I have another one here now, I have okay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many rows and columns will that be? How many rows and columns will that be? Please don't confuse yourself with there are 2 rows. So you are looking at it. This is when you talk about this is row 1, this is row 2. How many number of elements are the columns? This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's a 2 by 3 column. It's not 3 by 3. 3 by 3, okay, Elvis, thank you very much. 3 by 3 is when I add one more and say 1, 2, 3, comma, 4, 5, 6, comma, 7, 8, 9. Is that good? Yeah, 3 by 3. So that is what you are telling me to do. How many rows and columns do I have here? So the number as it increases. Then when you now go to your transpose, when you now talk about your transpose is now arranging it for what? It's switching for 2D arrays. So this is a 1D. You know what a 1D is? When you talk of 1D, you're talking of one dimension. Let me go to your okay. Am I there? This is a one dimension. So now let's say transpose it, change it, change it to another dimension. This is a 2 by what? This is 2 by 3. This is 1 column, second column. 1, 2, 3. Now change it now. So what it does that it will bring 3 back to the what and change it to what. So it's now be what? God bless you. Thank you very much. It becomes what 2, 3 by 2. So that's what I've done. Change it the way it is now. Before it was in one, it was in 2 by 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now change it now and bring the 3. So it will now be 1, 2, 3, 4. You get what I'm saying like that? So it brings it back to that. So that's what it turns rows to column or columns to rows. Thank you. Thank you very much. So does anybody now still have any objection again? Okay. So I think everybody, like Jackson, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Matthew, though, great. So I think we've been able to sort that. I think maybe that was the place where I was rushing very fast. Sorry about that. Thank you. So wise, noted. I appreciate now. I'm glad that we are all on the same page. Don't worry, I will start working on my. I won't be talking so fast again. All right. Okay, so let's go to the before 8 o'clock so that we don't waste our time. So we'll talk about a bit of Panda. When it's 8, we go on a break. Don't forget that when you are going on your break, your attendance list would have been dropped. So make sure that you fill in your attendance list. So what is Panda? I say Panda is fast. It's a fast, powerful, flexible, and easy to use open source data analysis and manipulation tool. I saw somebody asking us then, are we in a data analysis class? There's no way, sir. There's no way, man. There's no way you want to actually create a model that you will not work with data. And it will be very impossible to work with a data that is not well aligned. Then you will cause misinformation. A data that duplication has not been removed. A data that what's it called? That missing rows have not been removed. A data that is not uniform. Just imagine having floats and integer, float and integer. It's either you are rounding up or you are rounding down. So you begin to see those things. So that's why we are using them. And that's why you find out that every time there's always like a loggerhead within data analyst and data scientist. Somebody will say data science is data analysis. Data analysis is data science. I tell you, there's no difference between us. The only difference I see between us is that as far as a data analyst withdraw insights, we also withdraw insights, but we will use the insights as data scientists to build what? To build models. That's just the difference. So I tell you that somebody from data analysis can come into data science and finish all of us because they are fantastic. They are using Power BI. They know all these manipulation tools. So they are very fantastic in manipulation. So all what they do on Power BI, whereby you come and you do some staging, some insight and things like that. We use our codes to do that. Which I tell you that if you check some data scientists, they also know what I'm talking about. They can do as much as what I'm doing also. Exactly. Somebody says SQL. So we are now using more storage. Anything we are doing, they do also. The only part is that we now build models. We build models exactly. Just insights. Say AI engineers using data that's been insight that's been drawn from the data to train models. Thank you, Ayodeji. Thank you very much. So that's just it. Tableau. Thank you, Tableau. Excel, Power BI. Exactly. So you see those things. So those are their tools. But we're not going further. Okay, the data set that they've helped us to claim. They draw insight and say, I will notice though that boys, we will notice from the data that we have claimed, we have drawn insight that boys are always taller than girls. Okay, they now ask us, okay, can you draw a model to know a model that looks at the height of boys and tells us if or what age will this boy become so age? Maybe okay, at what age will the boy or per age, how per age will a boy's height be or a girl's height? Then we do a comparison. So we create a model for that. That's just all. So you need pandas. You need pandas. There's no, I must tell you, sir, unless somebody has worked on data set for you, there's no data set you get that is clean. Data has been generated in Nigeria since 25. Coronavirus brought about high generation of data. And I'm not sure if you have heard about the term that says what? Data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. So we are getting to a stage whereby you need data. So what do you do? I say what? NumPy. I say provides data frames and series objects, which we'll be explaining later. You see what I've told you? It says built on top of what? NumPy. Because you will use NumPy to do some manipulations for it. So both of them work hand in hand. So you can say, it detects and fixes errors to prepare data for analysis. It merges, joins, concatenation, for data set from various sources. Yes, just imagine me giving you like 20 different data sources. That's and that's okay. Join them together. You might need to create new fields also that are not there before. Okay, there's a field in one, there's a field not in one. You need to what? You need to create that. Then you say, I said it adds delete columns. Like I was saying, you slice, you hear them saying things like slices, slice data within data frames. You will sort, you will do filtration. I said it will detect and replace missing values. You will read in and write in data sets. You manage data and times for time series analysis. You will plot graph. So Panda allows you to do that. So you are doing that before you now start talking about your model. If your data is not where, I'll just repeat that again to us as data scientists, as AI process. If you garbage in an unstructured data, the same way your what's it called? The same way your model will give you what unstructured responses. And that's why you some people will say, ChatGPT is better than every type of LLM, large language machines. Yes, because people who sat down on ChatGPT have looked at it. You can see that to an extent, when you use your ChatGPT, is still far much better than what than other. So we have 5 minutes before our break. So that is what Panda does for us. Then just like installing your what's it called? I just like talking about this. So when you are saying installation, thank you, garbage in, garbage out. What you feed is what you get. So installing an import is by the time blessing is saying pip, you may say, what is pip? Pip is just an instruction to tell you to install. Then you will see different ways you can install your Panda. You can install libraries. You can use your command line. You can also use your Python environment. So you see that sometimes some things that you cannot install from your Python environment, you'll be able to install them from your command line. So it's a very beautiful. I know it's always boring. Even I myself, I go for lectures. I see that when my professors are teaching, I'm like, oh God, what are they talking about? But when you start coding, so this is why my professor is saying this, that's why he's saying that. So that's just it. So don't get scared at all. Don't get scared at all. All right. So all right, we have 5 minutes to break. Yes, I've said that. So what are Panda series? You see this, you see things like this. What are Panda series? I say a Panda series is a one-dimensional labeled array capable of holding any data type. It could be integer, it could be string, it could be float, it could even be Python objects. Yes, we can hold pictures. When we start doing modeling, you see that we can hold pictures, we can hold numerical data. So it is similar to columns in Excel spreadsheet or a single column in data frames. So this is the basic. Anytime you see your basic syntax for your Panda. You see, you import your Panda as PD. What have we done again? We have created an alias for what? For pandas. So that somebody who is typing PD and somebody who is typing pandas, who will first type, who will first get there? It's the person who is using PD. So it makes our work easier. So when we are referencing, it's just fantastic. I say creating a series from a list. I want to create a series from a list. I say what? Data. I supply with data. I say my data is 10, 20, 30, 40. Then I say give the panda dot series. When you perform this PD dot series on the data set, call it S. Then I say print S. So S will give you your final output. Right now you are doing this, please don't get scared. Don't get confused at all. Don't get confused at all. You just see that, oh, this is what I'm doing. So I'm storing. So when I say S is equal to PD, it means that S is carrying what? It's carrying the PD dot series. That is your Panda dot series with your data. That is the calculation of what I've done. It's carrying it. And somebody said that's why I like collab. Yes, it has all the libraries. Yes, that's just it. So, but for your look at why collab we have disadvantage is that you must use it online. So we want you to fall into trouble. So we'll be teaching you how to use online environments, and we'll also be teaching you how to use your local environments. And when you don't have internet, you can work on your system and still do very, very, very well. All right. So that's just it. Then, how do you create your series? You can create series in different ways. You can create series from a list. You can create series from a dictionary. You can create a series from what? From a custom index. So you will be the one to give it what? what you want to give it. So you begin to see, why are we creating from a list? Why are we creating from a dictionary? Why are we creating from a custom index? Yes, you can use Jupyter. You can use Jupyter Notebook. Anything you can use. You can use any other Python. You can use Python portable or portable Python, whichever one your system can carry. Any other platform. You can use your what's it called, VS Code. You know about VS Code. You can also use your VS Code. Yeah, fantastic. You can use I use VS Code also, but I love my Jupyter Notebook. So it depends on your, yes, Anaconda encompasses of your Jupyter nodes, your Jupyter lab, everything. Yes, Anaconda Navigator encapsulates everything like that. So that's good. Then what is a data frame? You'll be seeing data frame. You can see when we're doing what's it called, shape and transpose. When we looked at that for the shape, it was telling us it had two columns and three 2 rows and 3 columns. You see that when we did a transpose, we changed it back to 3 to 2. When it was in that 2 times 3, it was a one dimensional. That is a series. But when you are creating a data frame, like what did this say? A data frame is a two-dimensional tabular structure. So you get data that has been given to you, that you want to put them in tables. Just imagine me giving you 60,000 records, and I say create a table for these 6,000 records. And each record has a title, has a header, has its features, and a lot of things. So data frame helps you to just pick them. It looks at similar values. Okay, under name, it picks them name, put names in a row. Looks at, okay, age, put them in a row. So you are creating a table, because sometimes some data sets come in CSV. If you ask your data analyst, some data set, when you talk of CSV doesn't put in table. It writes them in like in words. I don't know who can bear me witness. We are talking about a CSV file that comes with data sets, like a numerical data set. They won't be in table. Everything will just be there. You see. So you just be there. You just be see it. Everything will be written. Name, Ada, Wale, Shegun, Samuel, and things like that. All right. It's time for our short break. When we come back, we'll continue from data frame and see how far we can go for tonight. All right, so let's go for our short break. Thank you, Admin. Thank you. Okay, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm sure by now we have been able to fill our attendance. If not, let's keep trying to fill the attendance as we go on with our class. So I was talking about what is a data flow. I said just look at your spreadsheet or SQL table. Exactly for those of us that are good with SQL, using my SQL and things. I said it is built on what Panda series, where each column is called what a series, where each column is called a series. What is a series? You are just building a table that has what information in rows and what and columns. It's as simple as that. Don't go too far to try to understand what is no. Don't go too far. Keep trying to fill your attendance. Don't try to anything we are talking about. Don't try to take it far. Let me use that Nigerian slang. Oh, not far. Let's put it that way if it's allowed. It has not gone far. It's just at that level. All I'm doing is that I'm creating a table that has rows and columns with information on it. A table that carries names of people, that a table yes, that carries the names, the age, the gender, the address, and things like that. So that's what we are just looking for. When you hear anything data free, we are creating a table structure. You can see that I put it in capital letter, labeled rows and columns. That's just it. As fantastic as that. All right. Creating a data frame using your dictionary. Aha. That's what I was trying to tell us. Just imagine you have data that was just giving you this way that references name and says Alice, Bob, Charlie. That is the name. You can see that name is what is in there, is in quote characters. If you don't put it in this, what's it called? You don't put them in this your quote, your system will see them as what? As an integer. It won't reference it as what? As a character. So that's why you almost anything that has to do with name, you are typing a character or this thing, you must put it in code for what? For your Python to or whatever environment you are using to see it now. Okay, I'm talking about a character. Do you get it? So that's it. Then it now comes out and says what? It gives all they give you age also. They have been given the age of the people. You can see that integers are just referenced. So that's why I'm using color coding. Then what are their score? What are their score? So when you tell your panda and say, okay, DF, oh, what have I done? I've just used the data frame. I've reduced data frame to DF as a variable. So you'll be seeing a lot of variables when it comes to this. Somebody was asking me why is somebody using capital letter? Why are you using a small letter? You can Python is so easy that you can give your variable names anything. I can put underscore here, but when you have operators that are inbuilt operators, you don't change them. But if I want to give this DF, I might decide not to call it DF. I might call it okay. I want to know. Maybe you want to know. I can say RW or RC, rows and columns. If you do that, it will still work because it's just carrying out what is here. Create a data frame for all these data sets. That is what this line is saying. And print out the answer using this DF, the variable, which Isaac was speaking about the last time. Are we here in class? Please, let's concentrate on class. The attendance is fine. Somebody said it is working. So please, let's concentrate because we'll be using this because I'm going to be testing. We're going to be testing us. We're going to be testing us, and I'll just give you something and say, please help me change this data set. I need this data set. Help me change it to a data frame, and I'll give you raw numbers and what's it called and characters, and give you names, give you age, give you gender, give you even float. I say create a data frame for me. This is what we create the data from. You can see the output here now. You can see the output. Don't worry about it. All these things is just trying to tell us, okay, how many rows and columns. So it has numbered it, just like a serial number. But you can see now that it has picked everybody here. I said, call these guys, pick them out here. All these data that I've given you, create a data frame that will say name. Put all the name under this name. So you can see name, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. Age should be referenced as 24, 27, 22. Then their math score or their English score. Yes, the slides will be available to you. Don't bother. Don't bother. There's every slide we are already compiling them. Every slide will be available for you. A portfolio will be created whereby you go and get all your slides. And so please let's not fret at all. Okay, this is my mouse. My mouse pointer is here. Sorry. So you can see the name. It has picked everything here. Reference as name. and put them. So name as Alice, Bob. I say forget these guys. It's just doing like a serial to know okay how many number of columns, how many number. You know when I was talking about the indexing. So yeah, you remember our indexing when we were talking about NumPy when I started with it, indexing in your array. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's telling us that what we have three different elements. All right. So you cannot still see my cursor. My cursor is here. I can see my cursor. That's what I'm using to change. All right. Then you can see the age. You have the age. I can arrange 24, 27, 22, and put them in the output there. You can see. Then each score, it has done that. So like I was explaining to us, you can use anything for your variable, but this will remain constant. You remain constant. Then you print it. So I can say RW here or RC, rows and columns. Rows and columns. My pointer isn't showing. I think it's your network. It is your network. Yeah, somebody is asking about parentheses. Parentheses. Why are we using different brackets? Yes, when you have for data frame, this is saying that all this like this, all these are in this frame. This is your data sets that are in this data. So that's why we use this kind of parentheses. Then when you are talking about the elements in them, you just use your simple box. What's it called? The cursor is not the mouse pointer. All right. Please let's just so you can see that it is what it is a list. So this is your list. You know when we're talking about your Python, we're talking about Python list, talking about so this is a list. So when you put the list is in the curly brackets, carrying all the elements that you need to convert to what? Convert to a data frame. Please let's just go on this. Nothing I can do at my end because I can see my cursor. I can see my cursor as fine as possible. Please make your cursor visible. Admin, can you change the mode of let's use the mode I was using before, where I have the full screen for my slides, then my picture can drop down. All right. I think that's what is happening. Can anybody still see me? Can you see my cursor now? I want to know. No cursor show. Admin, please kindly give me a full screen and remove my picture by the left hand side. Can anybody again please confirm if my cursor is no, okay, no. Cursor invisible. Cursor invisible. All right, hold on. Let me drop my slide and reshare the slide. There. Let me represent. Nobody can see my slides. Wow, this is funny. Admin, please confirm. Where's admin, please? Kindly confirm if I'm good to go. Is it better now? Wow. Okay, let me drop this. Okay. Hold on, please. Let me represent. All right, admin, enable me to present back now. So that's I think. Can you see my cursor, admin, please? Can you see my cursor? Can you see my cursor? Can you see my cursor on the screen? Please, admin. I'm having issue that they can't see my cursor. Okay, right. They can see my cursor. Admin can see my cursor. Can anybody see my cursor now? Yeah, you can see variables. That's fantastic. Okay, please let's just go on. We'll have to manage that way because admin is seeing what I'm saying, so I think I'm good to go. Thank you, admin. Thank you very much. right? So what I was saying is that well, this is a list. This is a list which is stored in your data. It's visible but not clear, so it's coming up. It's coming up. Thank you very much, please. Thank you very much. It is. Thank you. All right, so that's what we have done here. Take all the lists here, convert them to have what rows and columns. It's as simple as that. So that is what creating a data frame is all about. All right, so I made it bigger so that you can see it also. So creating a data frame from also a list again. You can see this now. You know that was like a dictionary. What did the dictionary do? The dictionary created names on their own, put names on one side, put age on another side, and put a what discuss on another side. But a list now, you have the first list saying the name is Alice, the age is 24, the score is 85. So this is it. So there's no difference. It's just that it's the way it has been referenced. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm continuing with our course so that we can go on. All right. So go on like that. So this is a list. So you must know the difference between a list and a dictionary. But every time you call it, it will be the same thing. That's why I tell you your data set can come in any form. What I'm just trying to explain to us, creating data form, data frame is that data set comes in any form. It will come like this. You can see all names were right put together, all ages were put together, all scores were put together. But when you go to your list, now name, age, and score for a particular person. That is for Alice. You can see Alice's name, Alice's age, Alice's scores. You can see Bob's name, Bob's age, Bob's score. You can see Charlie's name, Charlie's age, and you can create a data frame for that. If I say print DF also, it will also give us the same output that we had in the thank you very much list of dictionaries. It's as simple as that. Yes, you won't see the output if you don't print it exactly. So I just instead of going back doing that printing again, that's why I just do this just to show you what is happening in between. These are things that you'll be doing on Friday. So I don't want you doing that here. I just want you to know what are the theories behind what we are doing. All right. Thank you very much. Then data frames basic operators. Yes, you'll be coming across these basic operators. They are more than this. I'll just pick these basic operators that you'll be using for data frame. You'll see what df.ed is telling you to print the first 5 rows. You are telling you have some data sets you have that has been given to you. So you now say, okay, I want to see the end. You will see this now when you are doing your EDA. Sorry, excuse me. When we are doing our EDA, you're giving you a data set. We don't want to see the whole data set, but we want to look at what the data set looks like. We don't want to see the whole 60,000 records. Show us the 5 heads, the first head, the first 5 rows. Then you have the df.a, the last 5 rows. Aha. So what we just want to see and say, okay, let's see what is happening. What are the contents of our data that has been given to us? Then we'll talk about shape. You can see that shape is coming back now again. You can see, apart from the array.shape, also you have shape here, which is telling you to also show now that you have created the data frame. You want to see the rows and columns in that data frame. I'll be giving a data set that comes in CSV. I converted the CSV to rows and columns. Now I want to know how many rows do I have in my data set and columns. Then you can say df.columns. Create your column names. I want to know the all names in the column. You can also see df.rows also. I want to see all the names in a row. Then you might decide to want to see the info, which is the summary of all your data set. I want to know. Give me a summary of all the data sets in my data frame. You use what you call what df. Then describe. It start for numeric columns. Yes, once you want to know, okay, this numeric column, what kind of start is it? Is it a column that has to do with integers? Is it a column that has to do with binary number? I just want to know this particular column, what is happening. All right. So that is just it. These are operators that will be coming across. Friday, all these things will make sense more to us. But please, just I want us to know the library behind. So by the time you are looking for libraries, and I'm telling you, I will just write my question in. We might just give you questions and say, given this data set that you have been given, kindly print the first 5 rows. You know that for you to print the first 5 rows, you need your DF head. You need your DF sheet to keep print the number of rows and columns there. So those are things you want to know. So these are analytic tools. Your boss comes to you and say, no, I know the model you are creating for me, but the data set you told me you are playing it. I want to see how many rows that are remaining after you are playing it. How many rows and columns? Okay, I want to see the first 5 rows of that your data that are cleaned. Exactly. So that's what we're actually doing. Then I want to access data from columns. You can see, you can call it a DF name. I say you print a single column as what? As a series. So it takes out that single column and puts it on a linear plane for you to see. Okay, I say okay, I don't need only the names alone. I want to put only, I need only the name and the score of an individual person, multiple columns. Give me all the names of all of the students in that your data frame or your data set. Is going to give it out to you. Use your DF. This somebody is asking, why are some of the DF having, all right. Now what I will explain to you is, wait till the class. Wait till the class. I can do all the analogy and open my Python for us, but wait till the class. Just understand. I'm just telling you tools that you'll be needing, because you'll be coming across all these things, accessing your data rows, accessing your columns. So these are things that you will need. Some are referenced as functions, some are referenced as variables and things. By the time you go through our slides again, you will get it. We have less than 20, have 27 minutes more so that we can go on. I'm sorry. If there's time for questions tonight, I will answer all your questions. All right. You want to access data in a row. You can see it says df.locate row. I put 0 inside. Which row am I looking for? So when it has 0, it's just, we spoke about index when I started. There was a place I was explaining index to us. What location am I looking for? Is it from location 0? Is it from location 1? I told you. And I'll show you a length here. Things are beginning to make sense now. Yes, it will make sense. It will make sense. I've told you, just calm down, leave the chat box alone, leave the chat box alone, and just see what is going on. So everything I've explained now, it will make sense to you. I'm happy that somebody said that. I'm really excited. Don't worry, we are here to support you anyway. Ask me any question. I can't be offended. You are not asking foolish question. No, there's no foolish question in AI anywhere. Anything that has to do with technology, you are not asking foolish question. In fact, your question can make us do things better. So somebody said the first one. Exactly, we are looking for location 1, because I told you when we are taking from your left to your right, that will be, if you have an array of length 6, that is 0, 1. God bless you. First item in the array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a length of 6. So imagine we are picking from the right to the left now. What will your 0 be? If I was picking from the left to the right, I'm picking the last one. So what will be your location here? Where I say you should locate, what will you be? And somebody type now. I want to know. So this location 0 says the first one. Exactly. So if I put -1 here, I need 3 answers quickly. If I put -1 in where you have the df.loc, where you have your 0, and I put -1, what are you going to get? -1 is going to give you what? Yes, what is the -1 telling you to print? Yes, I know it's -1. What is it telling you to print? Somebody, when I said 0, somebody said 4th row. I need what row the -1 is going to print. Not the -1. What row is the -1 going to print? The last item. Thank you, Ayodeji. Thank you, Ayodeji. Thank you, Greta. Thank you. I love that. Thank you, Bakari. Thank you, Olajuwon. Good, good. Thank you, thank you. That's great. The last one. The last one. That's great. All of yours, it means that yes. So please don't give up. If you don't get the answer, it doesn't mean anything. When I was in class, I didn't get any answer. Well, I'm here today, so it's fantastic. It's the effort you put in. So don't let it bother you. Last item, fantastic, fantastic. I'm happy to see that. Lily, Stanley, great. I can't call everybody's name. Adetunde Pastor, Ifeoluwa, Antonio Cole, I can see everybody. Thank you so much. I can see Transit TV. Please, Junior, don't be confused. By the time you watch the video again and see your slides, you will understand. You understand. Great. Then you can look for by position also. Go and locate the position for me. I don't want to index it. So basically, the two of them will do the same thing, but it's just the way maybe this works faster than this. Not just that. We are doing the same thing. The last item, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. So accessing data from your rows. Then you can modify data. You'll be needing this to modify a data. Okay, I tell you modify a data for people that are passed. Where you have your column that are passed. Add this new score anywhere that is greater. Add greater than 80. You need another column. Maybe you already have column for. Excuse me. You already have column for where you have a for you have a new column. You want to add a new column for a new type of score for people that are passed. Maybe you have fail, you have average. Then want to ask, please, Badmos, don't be confused. All will be well. Praise, don't be confused. All will work fine. So you want to add a new column, you can pass and say, okay, I need a column called passed and put the scores there that are greater than 80. In that column called passed, I want only scores that are greater than 80 to be there. Then you want to update a value and say, okay, oh, where you have scores, the place you have scores, please every score add +5. You know how they do our when we do exams and your lecturer comes to say, I remember that there was an assignment. It's very when a large number of the class have 45 and the lecturer is not happy. He wants everybody nobody should score below 50. Aggregate, thank you, sir. God bless you. Aggregate. And he's wondering, oh, I remember I give them excuse me, sorry. I remember I gave them an assignment where they actually I told everybody I will give 5 marks for that task. Then he brings it up and goes to and he has already done the spreadsheet. He can't go to 1,000 students and be adding +5, +5. All he just goes there, he goes to the road straight. He goes to the road and just says where you have score, add +5. Excuse me, to everybody's score. So you just see that people that are in fail, you just move to average. Those that are in average, you just move to pass. And that is it. So exactly. So that is just it. Thank you, Ayodeji. The first one is the condition for passing by getting above what 80. So anybody that has gotten that has a pass score must get above 80. While the other one is an update that what says what add 5 marks to everybody's score. Thank you, Lady. Thank you. You know, sometimes talking can take your breath. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Additional. I appreciate it. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so that is what you can do. You can modify data. Okay, so let's pause so that let's pause. Let's pause. I decided not to load this area so that people will not get confused. Exactly, because I know some people are already confused. Yeah, okay. Yes, your pass value can be is dependent on your data type, sir. If you are using a boolean, so maybe you're asking a yes. Okay, let's look for something like say gender and say okay, if it's male. Oh no, let me not use gender. Let's use a final score for pass. If it's pass, is yes. If it's fail, you say if it's oh let me see something I can use yes and no for. That will make sense. Okay, like I'm building an health app and says okay, if the person has pneumonia, it's yes. If it is non-pneumonia chest X-ray, it is no. That's just it. So you can use your data type. It could be Boolean. It's dependent on what you are doing. You know, like when we are creating models, you will see when a blessing starts taking your model, and we are doing what we call evaluation matrices. Some evaluation matrices we put them in float because you might see a model that was trained very well and is giving an accuracy of 9 point. Somebody asked 95.32 and 95.42, which was the highest. If you have 95.32, 95.42, which is higher. So those are the things. So which is higher. So you see that 95.42 is higher than what 93. Thank you very much, Isaac. Thank you. So that's why. So sometimes it depends on what you are doing. And you might not want to round up. because now you're talking about percentage and you want to be able to know, okay, what is going on. Don't be confused. Somebody asked the question, so I'm just explaining the question. So I'm not sure it's the question that you asked. Somebody just asked me a question. Yes, sir. Please, Opeoluwa, just calm down, sir. Ma, these are things that those of us training you, we've been learning for the past 3 years. And even us also, there are still places whereby you have to call on senior colleagues to say, come and look at this for me. And that's why I tell you, as an AI programmer, I'm not sure. I think Isaac mentioned it to you. Collaboration is a key when it comes to AI and ML. Sir and man, you cannot do it on your own. I have to be sincere with you. You cannot do it on your own. You will think you have good extra pair of eyes. You can see me using glasses now. I think you see when you see Blessing too, he has his own glasses. Isaac also has his own glasses. When we started, we were not using glasses, but system has dealt with our eyes. There are days you are sitting down with your code and one error is on it. You are trying to check. When you give somebody else, you just find out that somebody else is looking at. We are on pause, so I'm not moving the slides at all. We are on pause and questions, so we have just 5 more slides to go. So I just wanted us to pause and have some small discussion, just to put some, as I'm teaching also, I'll be also offering some word of encouragement, so that you don't get scared at all. Yeah, last record, yes. So it's great, it's great. So somebody said the data frame is not well understood by me. All I'm saying is that data frame is converting raw data set into a two-dimensional. And when you are talking about two-dimensional, you're talking about a table format. Yes, you can use your Chromebook. Okay. Table format. You can do table format whereby data is being arranged, raw data that has been given to you. You are going to be practicalizing it in class. I'm going to give you a normal CSV file and tell you to write a data frame to convert the normal data to a table. So you now have your name. Everything that falls under name will be under name. Everything that falls under age will fall under age. Everything that falls under gender will fall under gender. Everything that falls under scores will fall under scores. But when you see them, they will look very, very dirty. You just see everything. It can be in a list, it can be in a dictionary form. I just say transform to data frame. When you hear data frame, transfer to table format. I've given you a paper that just say, okay, I've given you a paper that contains people's names, age, and everything. So you put it in Excel sheet. That's data frame. Excel sheet is just the what's it called, the app area. But now we are using program now to create that for our own data set to be able to train the data. That's just all. So it's not so bad. So is there any material you can recommend for reference? Okay, we'll work on that for you. We'll work on materials and journals that you can use that are also good. I think one of the ones that we use that helps most of us that when we started, there's something called software carpentry. I don't know if anybody knows software carpentry. You've heard of what you call software carpentry. You can learn your Python from there. In fact, it takes you. Let me type it on the post. I think my colleague is here. Let me type it on the chat. Software carpentry, software carpentry. So that place can everything. So it helps you more. Software. Thank you very much. Thank you, Olariwaju. Thank you. Software carpentry. Okay. All right. All right. Somebody said, I'm not Sir. Yes, sir. You're already a Sir, sir. So don't bother. You're a Sir. Mr. Yodidi. Exactly. You're a Sir. It's good. It's good. We're all learning. We're all here. So that's just it. So lastly, I just want to talk about 5 slides now. Then we are all for today. Okay. How can I get Python? You are doing everything on Friday, sir. Mr. Matthew, everything that has to do about every library, even the ones that we will not need for this course, but for the advanced course, Blessing is going to put everything in shape for you. You have every library, every environment. You don't need to understand advanced maths. That's why we are doing these little things that I'm doing. Yeah, rewatching the lecture will help us a lot. Yes, fantastic. And I download the NumPy and Pandas. Yes, if you can do it on your own, if you have already a Jupyter lab note and everything, the code for download, I say pip install is there. It's there. So You don't need to understand advanced maths. You just need what we are doing here. Most of us are not mathematicians. For those of us that are teaching you, we are not core math students. In fact, physicists, people that are physics students, they are doing ALML. I have somebody from poultry management. Uh-huh. Thank you, Radike. The watching is by force. Yes, we watch by force. So we learn on based on what iteration. How many iterations? I've read it first once, I've listened to it twice. So the more. So that's it. So like Gio said once, he said if a student is a genius and he reads one time, then it means you must read about 15 to 30 times. So that's just it. So is Python only the best language to study? Yes, for it. Why? It's easier. It's very simple to manipulate. Like Isaac told us on Monday. Most of the terms are in English. You can't see me doing any gibberish. Everything I've written are in English. You see past, you can pass your own variable name, your own way. So it's just like typing your simple English. The only things that are just there is just some little syntaxes that you need to know about. Exactly. So we can create a playlist to all our ML. Yeah, that's good to locate and reward. I think admin is taking note of that also. Admin is taking note of that. So it's fantastic. Homogeneous data. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. So I'm a procurement expert. So you are fantastic because you are coming from the industry, Mr. Sampson. So you have a brain for how the industry works. So you'll be able to have a brain to manipulate. Okay. I'm not moving any cursor, we are just discussing. We have 30 slides left, so it's just a discussion and question time. So Python isn't the only language, but the simplest. Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. But for now, Python is sweet and easy. Isaac says so. Yes, I concur with that also. There's R programming. If you don't want to use Python, you can use R programming. And you will find that on software carpentry also. So you see whichever one you want to use. The only thing is that just get the basic syntaxes, understand the principles behind any tool you are using. So if you go to R programming also now, the same people that the same way you say, you will see some things and no. In fact, I'm happy somebody mentioned R programming. It will be good to go through the two of them after every class and check, okay, which one do I think looks better? Which one can I use? Then you begin to understand why, excuse me, you begin to understand why we are recommending Python. Okay, says I'm also a newbie. Yeah, don't worry, but there's nothing impossible. Yes, determined minds. That's very good. James, determination. Determination, yes. What's the difference between R and Python? It's just their syntax. They are different. Just the way I'm teaching you data frames. The way R, we talk about data frames might be different. I'm not an R person. I'm Python. Uh, I'm Python, Pandas, NumPy, SQL, Power BI, Tableau. So things like that. Yeah, software carpentry is where you find all data that you can use. Not data, sorry, the source material. I will look for the link before the next class, or I'll give it to you, Blessing, and will drop it for us. Yes, Friday, and we'll know if this course is easy. All right, let's go on. If we keep on, we won't finish for today. We have 20 minutes left. Okay, let's go on. Great. Then you come to where I talk about data cleaning. Data cleaning. This is very, very, you need to clean data. I say data cleaning is very crucial in a crucial step in any data analysis or machine learning project. Yes. Can we have more understandable technologies for something? There's no, I have to tell you, we are not the one forming the technologies. These are technologies from Python. Now, Mrs. or Miss Elizabeth. So these are already made in what's it called, terminologies. It's just like you going to medicine and two doctors are talking. They will find a way to explain to you. But when somebody is having, I will help you out here. We're talking about breast cancer, and they are saying benign, malignant, and geroma. There's no way to make it geroma. There's level of severity. If it is benign, maybe okay, it will not metastatize. The what's it called? The breast cancer might not go more than that range. But if it's malignant, then it means it's moving. If it's geroma, then it's becoming very, 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 very hard. So those are technologies. They can't be changed. You just need to know those technologies and where you want to use them. So data cleaning is number one in analysis. Yes, you need data cleaning. So, even for those of us in AI, if your data is not good, somebody said garbage in, garbage out. If your data, and that's what I said here, the principle of garbage in and garbage out applies. If your data isn't clean, your results won't be accurate and reliable. Remember that we are creating what's it called? Solutions. And we cannot afford to create solutions that will cause problems. And where the problem will always start from, will start from your data. So data cleaning, data cleansing, data modification, data normalization, data pre-processing, everything, yes, is the same technology used in different ways. What is the principle of garbage in, garbage out? What I put in is what I will get. If I say cook rice and you put rice on fire, you do not put salt. So when the rice is done, sir, you eat saltless rice. You eat saltless rice. If I say go and make beans, you pour the beans without picking out the stones and everything, sir. You will eat rice or beans filled with stone. You cannot blame the pot and say, why did the pot not dissolve the stone? So you eat bean stone or stone beans. Exactly. If your food stuff is not well washed, so that's just it. So garbage in, garbage out. So you need to clean data, and these are some basic things on the data that you need to know. You have to import your data. These are part of data cleaning cycle. You import the data. You might need to match some data sets. Some fields are the same. Then you can review missing data. You might have some places whereby some places you can just see only male, or it looks like the names are male. You use your intuition, and that's why most of the times when you are working as a data scientist, as a data, you must work in a team. You don't see any data scientist working alone. You don't see any data analyst working alone, because your eyes, your insight is different. All of us, the way we look at things, our intuition are different. So you need to work in a team and say, okay, can you look at this data set? What do you think should be in this column? Then you standardize your data. Maybe some data are in integer, some data are the data set and data and float. You need to convert them. You normalize your data. Is one area not balancing than the other one? You might need to do duplication. You might need to enrich some data sets, which we call data augmentation. Blessing will be talking about that also. Then, so those are the things. There are a lot of cycle there that you need to see, and we are going to we are giving you real life. We are not, how will I call it? We are not talking about anything that you just come and we do when our answer coming and we just do magic. No magic. Some of us will say, "Oh my God, what is happening here?" But by the time your data set is coming out fine, you now look at it. It will not show you. You open the one that was given to you, and you open your data that you have refined. You'll be so proud of yourself that wow, so I could do this. So it means that anybody gives you data set, 60,000 data set, you click a button and codes. You are there, you are done. You write one line code, it converts your data, removes missing rows, copy. So things like that. So data cleaning is very, very essential. So look at data cleaning processes. These are few of the data processes. You first load your data set. Of course, now, if you don't have a data that you want to use, can you just form and start expecting a data? You can't. You can now see all those my data operators that I was talking about, data frame operators. You can see them coming up now. I'm giving you a data. You want to first check the first few rows. Info, you want to check the data side or where there's no data or any elements there. Then you want to describe and get the summary of the statistics of the data. Okay, what of this data? What is even this data set talking about? Then you want to understand the structure of the data. Okay, what column? How many columns and rows? What is the shape? Is it a 2 by 3? You can't use CES. Let's leave C alone. Leave C alone. Unless you want to go back to the age of Charles Babbage. Leave C++ alone. Focus on your Python, or you use your R. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I think we should always make a copy of our, yes, software temperature is free to use. Always make a copy of our data before cleaning. Fantastic, yes. So you can do a duplicate of the raw data that's been given to you, so that in case you miss something, you destroy something, you have something to go back to and now restart again. I love that. That's fantastic. So data cleaning process is always fantastic. Then I told you can add what undo missing values. You want to detect are they missing values? You use df dot. Is it null? Is it null? You want to drop some missing values. Maybe the missing values are just too much. You want to drop those missing values. These are things you will see on Friday. You just be wondering, they are looking very, how would I call it? They are looking so strange to us. Oh my God, unrealistic. It's a lie. Remove duplicates. Just imagine I give you a data set and says there are 60,000 patients. But I noticed that when my typist was helping me type there are 1,000 people that he repeated their names because he was tired already. Just imagine I gave typist to type 60,000 records. He now type 1,000 and I give you the Excel sheet. Go and remove the duplicates. You can't remove the duplicate. If you are not careful, you will delete some patient record. But with this, like this, immediately you have loaded your data set and you say df.drop duplicates in place where it is true alone, where there are duplicates alone. Drop any other place where I see Shegun Olajide twice, Bless Olorunfemi twice, Ogechukwu James twice, Digital for All twice, and leave one alone. Or you just write it and send it like this under 2 seconds or 3. It's not good. Okay, at most. Let's say maybe your system is running on a very, very slow, maybe 20 seconds. It takes off and it tells you how many rows it has deleted. It will tell you how many duplicates it has removed. We'll practicalize it. We'll give you somebody. I will give you the practical class. I'll also be joining the practical class. If I'm needed in it, I'll be around and we'll come and tell you, look at this record. I give it to you, to somebody and say, yes, these are functions. Thank you very much. I give it to somebody and say, you take this record. There are 30 duplicates here. You remove them through the Excel sheet by deleting one after the other. Then we'll give it to the second person and say, just write this remove duplicate code. By the time the person is finished, the other person who has used the Python code will be taking 5 alive and mate 5. You are still there, straining your eyes like this. You are trying to look for where there are duplicates. So that's the reason why you need to see those things I'm telling you about. Then fixed data types. I've told us your data types must be the same. Exactly. So maybe you now have data type where you have floats. Yes, practical is also virtual. Yes, practical is virtual. So where you have floats, where you have integer, you want to change everything to integer. You just tell it to okay, all columns so where they are integer, I want my type as integer. So all the 90.2, you will just round up and look at okay, 0.2, call the 0.2 and say 90. 90.5, you will round it up to 91. So you have the same data set. You have the same data set. What do we need to do to get ready before the practical class? Just come with your laptop. From installation of your environment, everything that you need to do, we are going to be doing it there with you. For those that will not be able to catch up during the class, we have created a PDF for you that you take home and do that. Because without you being on the same page, it will be difficult. So your tutor who is coming next, a blessing will be doing everything. For those of you using MacBook, for those of us using Chromebook, for those of us using Microsoft. So don't worry, forget about submitting. When we solve the issue of how to create your virtual environment, we'll be solving every other thing. So that's the bit of it. Then data cleaning, a lot of this standardized column, strip a column, replace. Look at this strip now. Data analysis does that. Where you have empty space, put underscore on the names. You can strip to lower, you can strip to upper. It's just the same data analysis. Any laptop like Chromebook, right? Chromebook should be able to. I don't know if Blessing is still online. If Blessing is online, you can help me answer that. Okay, so that's it. You can apply transformation. You can change name and say, okay, the name that we had before, we don't want it. We want to change it to patient name. So we'll just remove the name and change it to what? Patient name. Okay, somebody is saying, okay, we'll know. We'll know. Somebody is saying Chromebook might not be good, but I know Blessing is so fantastic that it manipulates systems to carry any software he wants to carry. And that's why we have brought him in for the practical class. He's very good at manipulating systems. It's fantastic. I'm not selling him. I can tell you, I can beat my chest. Any system, you can trick it to do what you want it to do. So it's somebody you should look out for. It's fantastic. Anxiety. So again, I'm just talking remove filter out of invalid rules, normalize or scale. These are things you can see. Then you can save. So after you have cleared, somebody that is saying, I need to, how do I know the difference of this thing? After you clean the data, you can save the data and say DF to CSV. It will save your data. And you will not call it the name, clean data. You don't need index anymore. Give me as a data frame. It does that. Somebody said, should we create a WhatsApp group by ourselves so that we can keep entering ourselves? I think that will be among you guys. You guys will decide that you know how to contact yourself and you want to collaborate. But I think there's a WhatsApp group that we have created. I'm sure there's a WhatsApp group that we have made. Windows laptop is fantastic. Yes, Windows laptop is fantastic. Yes, Windows laptop is fantastic. Okay, summary. So, what is the summary of what you have learned? Your data, your Panda, what gives you intuitive structures like series and data frames. It provides efficient tools for data cleaning, transformation, exploration. So that's what I talk about the EDA, exploratory data analysis, then integration with other data science library. Then I want us to keep note for this last one. Mastering Panda is essential for performing real-world data analysis, preparing your data for machine learning and derivable, actionable insights. So please let's remove that thought from our head that no, we don't need data analysts. We need data analysts. We need data analysts. You are also a data analyst, but you are creating models. But we need data analysts, and that's why I say you must collaborate. That sometimes you are cleaning some data, you are deleting because you are data scientists. You might be deleting a row that carries the indexes that you need to actually carry out a training model for a classification model that will differentiate between chest X-ray, pneumonia chest X-ray, and non-pneumonia chest X-ray, or differentiate between a dog and a cat. So you need to be very careful. You need to know this. But the addition to us is that if we are good in data analysis, it means that we are good in two areas. We can also do exploratory data analysis and also build models. And don't be surprised also, I won't be surprised that some data analysts also can build models. I know of my friend that can build a model, but he says he's a data analyst. I think he loves using the insight, the data that has been given to solve problems. So I think that brings us to the end of our class today. We have 6 minutes more. That brings us to the end of our class. We've spoken about NumPy for scientific calculations, for scientific manipulations. We've spoken about pandas, spoken about data frames, we've spoken about series, a lot of things that you'll be seeing. You'll be seeing them in action from Friday because for everything we teach for the Friday, you get to do the practical. So everything just we go hand in hand. But you must know the theory behind because how do you explain your results to those in the world if you don't know the theory behind what you are doing? You give your code to somebody, and that's how I will always say. I will tell every one of us, and I will advise us. Please, and please, Mr. Blessing will tell you that also. When you are writing your codes, always put comments. Always put comments in your code. I tell you, you will write a code, and 10 years from now, you will come back if you don't put comments. Because you know you are creating a lot of innovative things. If you are not careful, sir, you will not remember what you have done. I'm telling you, you think it's impossible. You will see it as you go on. When you start creating your model for, I think Mr. Blessing is going to be teaching us how to create a model of, I don't know the disease and one other thing. That they will create an AI app. I think Isaac will be coming out for an AI app to actually encapsulate that model. So it's a lovely, yes. This area is always very tiring. Yes, I was like you guys. In fact, I'll tell you the truth. I have to be sincere with you, and I know Blessing will be laughing at me. Most of the classes when we were taking this, I used to sleep. The only thing I did was that I turned on my this thing. Don't be like me. Oh. I'm begging you. I turn on my recording, then go back and watch recording. So I love the lady that said, let's go back and watch the recording by force. By force. Somebody said commenting is the standard programming practice. Yes, you must comment. Because what if you are going there and you are starting a new project and you are handing over to somebody else? Yes, so that when the person comes in, you don't put the person inside their problem. The person will not be doing fast and prayer to understand your code. It's not good. Yes, I know there's ChatGPT, but he will not understand what you have done because for every programmer, your code is unique to you. I must tell you, the way I write my code is different from the way Blessing writes his code. It's different from the way Isaac writes his code. Yes, I almost slept off. Yes, so you almost sleep off because you look very dry. Dry. What I mean by commenting, as you are putting comments in front of your code, this line of code is doing this. Okay, I'm dropping this for that. I'm doing that for this. So that's it. So I think that's all for today. You guys have really engaged me. I love you guys so much. I must confess. When I look at the comment area, I'm always happy. I see people tasking my brain. I love that also. And as you're asking me, we're all learning, we're learning together. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. So thank you all for this evening. Let's have a great evening. Okay, everyone take care of yourself. All right. Bye.
My name is Ugochukwu Obunaya and
Bootcamp. Thank you, Incubator.
my name is Akinsonya Ola.
Hi there, my name is Praise.
My name is Akinsonya Ola. My name is Akinsonya Ola Tomiwa, and I am here live at Future Clan Bootcamp. I signed up for content and copywriting class, and so far it has been so amazing. Believe me, when I say the classes has been so educative, they are so insightful, they are fun. There is just a lot to learn, and the facilitators are so good at coming down to our level. You know, when you actually break things down to an extent that even someone who has no previous knowledge about this thing would actually understand. So yeah, the classes has been amazing. We've had group works, lots of presentations, and I would actually recommend this to everyone. And I just want to say a very big thank you to Incubator for actually bringing together this amazing program, because I mean, this is no joke at all. Bringing 1,000 plus people for this on a full scholarship, I would recommend this to anyone and everyone I know. Thank you so much.
My name is Ugochukwu Obunaya, impacting God's kingdom.